Now, if there's one thing people struggle with in Siege is finding their playstyle and role, especially in ranks. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because there was a gold player in my lobby that probably was worse than some of the coppers I've seen. I'll pull up the clip right now.
One friendly operator remaining. Drop the diffuser.
Yeah, that dude definitely did not deserve gold, plat, whatever rank he was. He was pretty terrible. However, he could be a support player. You never know. Speaking of support players, that's our first playstyle, the support player. Now, every team needs a good support player. If you don't have a good support player, you're probably not going to do well, unless you have freaking 4 stompins on your team. Anyways, what the support player does is help your team execute whatever play or push that your team is trying to do. For example, trying to hard breach with a thermite. If the support player sees you play thermite, they'll probably go either a Twitch, a Thatcher, a Zero.
Just anyone
that can get rid of wall denial effectively. And if you do that, for example on bottom floor chalet, if you get the wall open, you basically win the round because you cut the site into 4 quarters. Another way that support players can help the team is play a shield and go for a turtle plant or a quick plant. And even shield operators need support as well. It wouldn't even be that uncommon to have more than one support player on your team, for a specific push, obviously. Overall, support players make the team's job easier with opening a wall, doing a quick plant, doing a rush, hell, doing anything else that requires a strategy. Alright, on to our next playstyle, the entry fragger. Now, everybody wants to be the entry fragger. They get the most kills, the most highlights, the most everything. They just look like the coolest player on the team. But in reality, you have to be really good and non-selfish to play an entry fragger. And some of y'all might be asking why. And the reason why is because if you're an entry fragger and you die off rip, if you're the team's best like fragger or like gunfighter, then it might be difficult for your team to take site or even just take a single room. The entry fraggers are made to really just breach, get in there, get some kills, and just take space. Yeah, take space. That's another really big job for entry fraggers. So if you can't do that as an entry fragger, just hop your ass on support. Overall, the entry fragger is probably the most simple and honestly doesn't take that much skill. All you really need to do is get in there, take space, and help your team take over the map from the defenders. And also gain a man advantage in the process, hopefully. Alright, now on to our next role, the IGL. Now the IGL can play like a support, a fragger. They can just do anything they want. The only difference between every other role is that they tell the team what to do, when to do, and how to do it. So for example, an IGL for like a breach play would tell their team what operators to run, when to use their abilities, and what rooms to take. Without an IGL and somebody telling the team what to do and how to do it, everybody would probably be confused and do their own strategy that wouldn't synergize with anybody else, and you'd probably end up losing the round. Disclaimer, this does not mean argue and tell your team what to do every single round, and don't bully them, because I know some of y'all are going to do that. But overall, without an IGL, your team's probably going to fall apart and just be confused on what to do the whole round, and you're probably going to end up losing to a team that has synergy. Alright, now the last one that we're going to be going over for attack is the flex. I'm sure there's many more, but we're just going to do the flex. Now, the flex is basically if you need like a secondary hard breacher for a map with 2 walls that you need breached, they can go the second hard breacher. If you need a shield to take space, you can do that. Or just any other operator that you need. Even if you need another entry fragger for some reason, then you can get him to hop on Ash or somebody else. Also, if you're playing flex, you want to be very close to the IGL in the sense of whatever they tell you to do or whatever they need or whatever they're trying to plan, you kind of like help them to try and execute what they're trying to do. Cool transition, yay, yay. Woo. Alright, on to defense. Now, the first role we're going to be talking about for defense is the anchor. Now, the anchor is the person you're going to want to be like the core of your site. Wherever the enemy pushes from, they go and protect it. The anchor's job is to really place close quarters, make sure they can't take the map, and waste time. Great examples of this is Mute, Warden, Smoke, Legion, just a lot of operators that are able to keep space and potentially take it if they need to. Overall, I would say an anchor is really important on a team comp, and if you have a good anchor, it's really hard to take sight. For the enemies, of course. Now, the next role we're going to be talking about is the roamer. Now the roamer is commonly known as like the person who runs off site and does basically nothing and prays the enemy comes towards them so they can get a free kill. But that's not how roamers are supposed to be played. Roamers were initially made to waste time and pull the enemies away from site as long as possible, so when they finally do get to the site, your team doesn't really have to do that much. Great options for roaming are Solis, Vigil, Cavero, Oryx, and other operators that waste a lot of time are not able to escape easily. Now the next role we're going to be talking about, which is a role that I made up myself, but I feel like it's crucial to every single team composition, and that is the Intel Gatherer. Now there's not an official name that like sounds cool or anything, but let me just sum up what you need to do as this role. Basically, you would want to play Intel operators like Valkyrie, Maestro, Echo, and just basically give your team intel on where the enemy is. The reason why this operator is so important, or operators if you decide to go multiple, is because without intel, you have no clue what the enemy's trying to do, what they are doing, and what they plan on doing. Let's say you see Thermite and a Thatcher on a map where a breach is needed for them to like, you know, win the round. Then you're obviously gonna say, hey, Bandit or Cade, you're gonna need to trick the wall because they're gonna Thatcher it. And that will just help your team like overall, you know, like win the round. Because without intel, you're not gonna really be able to do much if they do something that obviously you're not gonna expect. Overall, finding your role in ranked is very important and needed for you to do good. I'll see y'all later.